So our Prime Minister and his henchman, the Minister of the Environment, have promised the world that Canada is capping the oil and gas emissions. What's that going to mean for Canada? What's it going to mean for the world? Because China is still adding 1 million tons of new coal production every day. Dan McTeague knows all about energy, and he joins me right now because I want to know, this just seems bizarre that we are capping and they are just ramping it up. But what's it going to do to Canadians? Canadians, it's a cold country. We need oil and gas.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? Turn off your furnace, get your natural gas, your propane, your heating fuel if you're out in the Newfoundland or in Nova Scotia. The reality is that it constitutes really the third carbon tax. And I can't even begin to fathom the numbers behind it. But even before we get to that, what you're going to replace it with is electricity. What's that going to cost? We know electricity rates are through the roof. We also know that they're not reliable.
And it's not all hydro. It's not all water created.
Exactly.
A lot of it is natural gas.
It could be nuclear, it could be natural gas, it could be coal in some parts of the country still. I just don't think that the Prime Minister did a lot of thinking when he made this announcement. It's good to be trendy. It's the place to do it. But when you hammer Canadians as senselessly as they're now just starting to get a glimpse of, I think it's a bad policy.
Is it just trendy when he goes to Paris and he goes to Glasgow and he just wants to be the show-off amongst all these leaders, the president of St. Lucia, to say, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah.
And we are a unique country. Not only are we unique because we have all these resources, but we're unique because we need them.
Well, and we're unique because they want our resources, but we don't want to give it to them. I mean, look, if the Prime Minister were to say something like, I'm going to put hard caps on the aeronautics industry, the aviation industry, how would Montreal respond to that? I mean, what you've done here without consultation, without really much deference to using some facts, is you put one region of the country in a position where it now says we think we should be a nation within a nation ourselves, because obviously Ottawa and the Trudeau government didn't really think about this one, and it's going to have a devastating impact, not just on the Western Canadian economy, but on every consumer in this country.
Which is why you have Saskatchewan. Sometimes people expect it out of Alberta, but Saskatchewan saying, well, we want to be an independent country. But I mean, I just don't understand how the Prime Minister says, maybe this is what he says and does different things, says, I'm out there for the average person, and yet the average person's costs are going through the roof. They need oil and gas.
Yeah, well, look, the United States recognizes it. The number one issue there today is gasoline prices. And we haven't even seen really what will effectively be the full impact as the colder weather hits for Canadians. So that's this year. If we're going to go down this road of adding more taxes, more burden, while at the same time pulling the rug out of our number one revenue generator in this country, without recognizing all of the great works that have been done to reduce the emissions in that sector, we've got to be out of our minds as far as policy is concerned.
We're just going to leave it at that. We may be out of our minds. Not you and I, but our government may be. Dan McTeague, thank you very much. 3 minutes, sadly. A number of you have noticed and commented that we've had some audio problems recently. True, and thank you for listening. It's not through the fault of the team or the crew here. Technology just has some problems every now and then, and we apologize for that audio problem. On the other hand, it does point something out, that we need money to keep on going and to get better equipment. So, whether it's PayPal or check or a piggy bank or e-transfer, if you like the show, please accept my apologies for some of those audio problems and loosen up your wallet and keep us on the air. Thank you.